The last railroad in the United States to use steam locomotives in regular passenger service was the Grand Trunk Western. Early in 1960, GTW announced the end of steam, which at that time was running between Detroit and Durand, Michigan. The official last run was scheduled for Sunday, March 27, 1960. The railroad planned to put steam on the train 2156 turn. That run had been dieselized since 1958, but the railroad planned to run steam on it one more time. They planned to add a few coaches to accommodate rail fans and others wanting to make the last steam run. But GTW had no idea of the interest. When they realized that thousands wanted to make the last trip, they pressed into service every available passenger car they could. The train had to run in two sections. My count that day was 33 coaches, 11 on the first section, along with a baggage car and business car, and 22 coaches on the second section. Here's a brief shot that day of people milling about before the last steam train. Then we see 484 number 6319 leave Detroit's Brush Street station with the first section. The business car at the end presumably has railroad brass wanting to be a part of the show. Then we're riding the second section behind another 484, number 6322. Note a Great Lakes freighter docked on the nearby Detroit River. My dad, the late Hank Landry, who took these 8mm movies, hangs the camera low as the train works its way through Detroit. Then we get an idea of the tremendous interest in this farewell to steam event. The second section pulls into a sea of people at the old Royal Oak Depot that was a few hundred feet northwest of the current Amtrak stop. Next, we're at the Birmingham station, where 6322 safety valve is popping to release excess steam. Then we go through the curves approaching Updike Road in Bloomfield Hills. The 6322 puts out lots of black smoke that day. That's normally a sign of poor firing, but it was probably for the benefit of photographers. Besides, the coal presumably was bought and paid for, and with steam gone, coal wouldn't be used anymore. Why not make a show of it? We stopped in Pontiac for 45 minutes to take on water. That's where I believe my dad took this shot of the classic Maple Leaf Herald of GTW parent Canadian National. Then we're back on the road. Moving to single track. And we pull into the town of Fenton, Michigan. Note the sizable crowd at the depot. Then 6322 threads its way through trackage at the Durand Depot. Next we see the first section, now train 56, picking its way through the crowd to head back to Detroit as my dad gets up close and personal with 6319's running gear. We get a good shot of the departing train from the Ann Arbor right-of-way, which at that time entered the depot area. It was later moved to its current location about a mile to the southeast. Our second section of Train 56 arrived in Detroit 4 hours late that night. It was the end of what the Association of American Railroads declared as the official end of steam passenger railroading in the United States.